Hey everybody, I'm back up here. This is day 2. I might be on a roll. I might be on a roll. I put up a video yesterday. It wasn't very long, but the reason why I do a lot of shorts is because that is where I get the most views. When I put up like a 4 or 5 minute video, I get very little traction. I don't know if it's because I rarely do them, but that is why I rarely do them. When I do shorts, I get a lot of love on my shorts. But I know that I have to start doing, a little longer content. So, can y'all show me a little bit of love on my longer form content? I try to stay, I stay on the same page as my shorts. It's just a little longer. That's it. It's just a little longer. I'm out today again. I told you guys yesterday when I did my longer form content that I was going to come out more and walk more to try and build up, my strength and endurance and stuff, because sitting in the house is not doing it for me. Even though I move around, I do things, I think that I just need more range of motion, and I need to be out more, getting back to life as I knew it and as I know it. I don't have a whole lot to do these days because everybody grew up. If you have been following me, then you know that I am what you would call a street soldier in my community. I'm like the mother in the town. So I do a lot of mentoring. But all of the kids that I mentored for the last 25, 30 years are now adults, and they have children of their own. And, it's new mentors out there that feel as though I did what needed to be done. And I'm a woman. So I'm the only woman over here that's really peeing in the streets doing what I did. So I had to start a new journey in my life. And it just doesn't consist of me being in my town as much. I'm trying to enjoy life a little bit. When I do go outside, they all come running to me and want to know what I need. Everybody get mommy what she needs so she can move along out here on these streets. And I understand that times are not what they used to be, and that they are looking out for me and my safety. But sometimes, I feel like I could do more. Sometimes I feel like I could do more. So with me not being able to be out here as much as I used to and engage in the streets as much as I used to, I try to find new things in life that I like. So my partner, he lives in New York. So I'm in New York a lot. And I am a people person, so I don't have a problem talking to people. And people often gravitate towards me. So where I used to talk to a lot of the young ones in my town, I find myself engaging in conversations with people that are more along my age range or a little younger, just people who just need to talk, to vent, to smile, to hear, someone say, be blessed, you're a blessing. That's my thing. And it's not something that I just chose to do. It's just something that just started rolling off my tongue. And you never know how that encourages somebody who is not having such a good day. It's very encouraging. I like when people encourage me because I have had, a journey in my life as well. So I like when people encourage me. So it's nothing for me to encourage someone else. This month is my son that gains his wings. This is his birthday is on the 23rd of this month. So usually, I try to keep my spirits high on this month because he also passed away 2 weeks after his birthday. So he was 15 for 2 weeks. His the way he left this world was not nice. It was not nice. So it would be normal for me to be sad. It would be normal for me to be sad, angry, upset, all the things. But I choose not to do that. I choose to be encouraging in days that I'm not always encouraged. I choose to give on a day when I'm not so giving. Um, I choose to motivate moms and fathers and relatives that are in this club that I call the Dove Club because it's not something that we chose. So I can say, this entire month is rough for me, but not in ways that it used to be, not in ways that it used to be. I used to, oh my goodness, I used to just break down crying and not even realize that is what I was doing. But this year, I'm going to focus on doing something different because I don't want to cry, you know. I love my son, and I know that my son is definitely in a better place. But when we are dealing with the flesh, you always are susceptible to deal with feelings and emotions. But I try and give back so that another mother or father doesn't have to endure this pain. That's what I do. I try not to harp on the fact that my kid is gone, and I try to encourage another parent to get through a hard moment. So, these next 5 days, although they may be hard for me, it's a blessing that I had the opportunity to be his mom. It's a blessing. He was a blessing. And I know that God does not make mistakes. Everybody is born with you're born, you have a birth date, and you also have a death date. We just don't know what it is. So, and we don't know how you will leave this world. So, I choose happy moments. Even when sad moments try to creep in, I accept them. I accept them because it's part of life. But I choose happy moments when it comes to my son, his friends. Like, this whole town is beat up every year at this time. And I mean beat up because my son was one of the first young ones to have his life ended so tragically. So, those young ones that I mentored when they were young, they still have a hard time around this time of the year. But we're going to make it through. We're going to make it through. It just so happens that this year, my son, his birthday and his memorial is during the month of Ramadan. And my son was Muslim. So I don't know. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we got to first have faith and believe that God is going to bring us through it. And, we all stick together here when it comes to my kid. We all stick together. And I think that with this being the month of Ramadan, I think that it would make us all, closer in love and spirit. It will bring us all closer and have us to understand that life is precious. Life is precious, but life is also a blessing, and to get the most out of it, to do your very best to get the most out of life, to love while you can, to love on those that are here, to not stay angry, upset. Try to clear all your problems, all your worries, not just for this month, not just for Muslims, but for everybody. It's really not worth it to hold grudges. It's not worth it to just choose to be unhappy, because life is not promised to everybody. It's promised that we will breathe. We are breathing, but how we live our life is entirely up to us. So, I have not always had hard times. I grew up in a very stable and two-family household. My parents had careers. I have a career. I have children. I have grandchildren. I have a great grandchild, and I have a lot of love around me. So what I do is I just try to spread the love, and I want you to do the same. I want you to do the same. Just spread the love, be a blessing, and don't forget that you are truly, truly blessed. Toodles, everybody.